Kaz Adams, and you're watching AO Mecha Live.
Hey, good evening, guys, and welcome to another episode of AO Mecha Live Feature Builder. Tonight we have this amazing builder. Did you see that intro? That was awesome. Probably one of our best intros so far, guys. Kaz Adams is joining us tonight for our feature builder episode. First time I've known of Kaz. Actually, I didn't even know her name. It was the craziest thing. I was at the tail end of the presentation for Anime North, this local convention we have here in Toronto, Canada. This is 2019, so this was last year, and they were announcing the winners. And I was sitting with my friends. We were just waiting for the announcements and all that stuff. And when they announced the winner, it was like I didn't think that the builder was a female, and it's totally not being sexist or anything. It's just like it was a big surprise to us that like a builder was this lovely person that just walked up there and like, hey, I won. It was great. So she did a Sazabi Verka custom. It's a master grade scale, and it is amazing. We're gonna have that on the show tonight. We're gonna take a look at that as well as all of her cool work. Lots of stuff, lots of creative work with this person, and I can't wait to really get into those right now. So why don't we go say hi to Kaz and see what's going on. Hey, Kaz, good evening. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, awesome. You know how live shows are. We are always on the flux, always on the go. And you know what we need? We need some tunes. Tunes. Okay, there we go. We got the background music going on. And it's weird because I really wish I had that more automated kind of thing. But anyways, enough out of that. Thank you for joining us tonight on AO Mecha Live. How are you doing?
Really good, thanks.
Awesome. So yeah, like we were just talking about, obviously the first time I've known of you from Anime North 20. And then later on, as I got into it, like people like actually we tried looking for you because like we wanted you to join Side 6 just because we are looking for really talented builders to help our community grow, and it was an invitation for you to check out our community.
Well, I'm there now.
Yeah, you are there now, so thank you for joining us there.
Yeah.
Quick thing before we get on that, let's say hi to everybody on YouTube and Facebook Live. Guys, how are you guys doing tonight? Hope you guys are doing well. Quick shout out to R13. Erwan is here. Vince and yeah, there's Erwan there. Switching over to our Facebook Live. People are still coming in, so we're gonna say hi to that one, to those people momentarily. So before we go any further, Kaz, a little bit about yourself. I think we're gonna do an introduction, kind of like start, and then maybe take a look at some of your work afterwards on that. So for those who don't know who Kaz is, tell us a little bit about your background. You know, what do you do outside of model making, if it is also, you know, model making what you do, and you know, some of the projects that led you to where you are now. And another thing too, you know, I forgot to ask you this earlier on, if you remember your first kit that you built as well. So why don't we go with that, a little bit about Kaz, and go ahead.
Okay. Well, like a lot of people in America from my age, we all like Gundam Wing, right? So my first kits were several of the no-grade 1/100 scale kits, and back then I didn't know anything about kits. I ripped them out of the runners. I still have them. Like I spun them off and pulled them out and built the kits, and you can see the little it's like little spun nubs sticking out. Oh, it's so gross! It's so gross. Yeah.
That's so. Gundam Wing, that was like early, what, like late 90s, I would say, right?
Late 90s, early 2000s.
Do you remember which kit it was?
I had Shenlong, a Wing Zero custom. I really liked Nataku. That was in the Endless Waltz one.
And
the Ultron one.
Ultron one, yeah.
And one other one. What did I have? One of those big ones.
Do you still have them, by the way?
Yep, I still have them.
You still have them?
Yeah.
Wow. Did you do any modifications, or did you keep them as they were, and then that way you could just remember like where you started from and where you are now?
Well, let's see. Well, I'll go through a little bit of my past.
Okay, sure, yeah.
So I was really big into anime and stuff when I was a teenager. And then when I got to college, I went to art school. I went to school for illustration. And in those classes, they taught you that you shouldn't be drawing anime stuff because that's not your culture. You should be learning to draw like realistic stuff and then translating that into your own style. You shouldn't be like copying another style. So over time, they taught it in such a way that made me think that maybe liking Japan like I did was a little uncool, and I kind of just stopped doing anything related to any of that stuff. And then a few more years went by, and when I got hired at DE at Digital Extremes, I noticed that everyone at their desks has little models and figurines and all the nerd stuff, and I'm like, why did I care back then? So I got back into it, and that's when I went to Japan. So
awesome. And I'm just looking at some of your, like, we're just cycling through some of your work here, and so you work for Digital Extremes.
Yes.
And they're the developer for Warframe, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Like, so what do you do can you talk us about your type of work you do?
Yeah, so I'm a weapons artist there. If you're on the first slide with that background of all of those weapons, that's a small section of my wall in my sandbox area where I have all of my weapons out, and then that character standing in front, I created that one as well. So I do a little bit outside of the weapons stuff as well, but yeah.
That's awesome. And then obviously there's a lot of weapons how many weapons would you say have you created now for the video game?
Well over 100.
That's awesome. So a lot of these are very organic in nature. Is that something that is a criteria, or is that just something, a style that you're trying to obviously produce for your game?
Well, there's several different factions in the game, and it just so happens that the projects that I get assigned tend to be Tenno style stuff. That's most of my work. And that's like a mix of tech and kind of like softer organic shapes and stuff. But there are factions that are a lot more hard-edged, like the Corpus. So
awesome. And how long have you been working now with for this video game company?
About 4 years now.
Wow. Awesome. So talented modeler, weapons experts. What can you not do? That's crazy. We were talking earlier on about some of our hobbies, and we're gonna get obviously to all your hobbies, but just want to compliment you on your background composition, guys.
Well, thank you.
Take a look at it puts mine to shame. Holy cow! So can you do me a little rundown what you got at your background here?
Well, right at the end there, that's Yanis, the 3D printed model that we'll be talking about later.
Awesome.
Underneath, this is a Curia. This is from Warframe. I printed a bunch of these and painted them so I can hide them like they are in the game.
Nice.
There's some decorations because shelves look good with decor. This is my Nidus Deluxe Claws.
Nice.
Which I 3D printed. We'll be talking about that as well. And there's a Bawu because I love Bawu.
I'm just switching us to the next scene here. If you go swivel to your other side, to your right-hand side, there you go. I noticed there's a couple of axes back there. You got like two guitars on the wall. That's awesome.
There's another one here, and I have half of one in the closet.
Oh wow! Why half? Is it missing something?
Well, in high school, I did a science project to see if wood made a difference in the sound. So I took apart a guitar and mounted it to planks of wood to test them. So I have a plank-mounted guitar.
Nice. And then obviously you have a whole bunch of slew of like manga and art books on your side here, like a couple of collection.
Here's one. 5-star stories.
5-star stories.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's go back to the arena. So we're gonna continue on with some of the next photos here. A little bit about your life. You're big in cats.
Well, I got
some cats here.
Two cuties. First one, her name is Hexa. She follows me around. She listens to commands most of the time.
Wow, impressive. Like, you
Yeah.
got a cat to do stuff.
Yeah, she's really smart. One time she climbed a tree really high up. It
And
was
that's the
funny.
photo right there.
Yeah, I took a picture with my telephoto lens, but she
Oh,
is
man.
very high up.
Wow. And your next cat here, very adorable.
Yeah.
And this is?
That's Raiden.
Raiden.
He's a little butterball. He just flops.
That is so cute. And right there, we have a photo of Raiden in the, what is it, the stink that you got going on there?
Yeah, that's from my old apartment. It just fits so perfectly there.
Nice. Okay, let's go on with the rest of the tour here. It looks like, this is the one with the sunflower.
Yep.
Is that like a cone of shame?
Yeah. It is.
What happened?
He had I think it's insect bites or something on his stomach, and he kept licking the scab off, and
Oh.
so he was so cute in that thing.
That is adorable. Cats that just Okay,
Yes.
over here, the next photo we have a picture of what is it? Like your living room, dining
That's
room?
my dining room, and
Okay.
that's where I keep my Gunpla showcase. So you can
Oh,
see
wow.
them on either side there. There's still a lot of space in there, but there's a reason for that.
Oh, yeah?
I've only been doing Gunpla, like I had those like 3 or 4 kits when I was a kid, but I've only been doing Gunpla since I came back from Japan, actually.
Oh my god! And when was this Japan trip?
Less than 2 years ago.
Wait, you're doing Gunpla less than 2 years, and you've
Yeah.
won several competitions
That was
already.
my first competition.
No,
at
Anime North was your first competition.
Yeah. Yep.
I want to say F off to you, lady. Because like that is impressive. You whooped how many builders on that, including Nicholas Tejada Sanchez, who's the current GBWC champion. He's also on the chat right now. Everybody, I just want to do a quick. Let's do a quick thing. Let's say hi to people on the chat. We on Facebook Live. We have Chandra watching and several other people watching there on YouTube. I'm just gonna do a quick roll call. We got Nico. We got Gkito. We got R13. And we got Gundam Junkie and Erwin all checking us out here. Guys, thank you for joining us. For those of you guys in the Asia and Philippines, good morning, and hopefully you guys are having a good breakfast right now. And for us here on the eastern side of the world, or of North America, you guys are having a good evening. All right, let's continue on with the presentation here. Here is something I love seeing from people, and it's their workstation.
Yep.
Love the workstation. Walk us through. What is your workstation like?
Well, I cleaned it up just for you.
Aww.
But usually it's pretty covered in things. All the way on the left, I have some shelves with like Kotobukiya parts and my graveyard, I guess, or recycling center.
Recycling. Everybody has different names for it. There's recycling center.
Yeah.
There's the warehouse. There's the graveyard pile. There's my stuff.
Yeah.
That one's the more
It's
general
extra
one.
junk there. Yeah. Yeah, I see my extra parts pile. On top of it in the red container are the very small parts so I can find them easier. I think that's a good tip.
Nice.
So hard to find stuff. Anyway, and a couple, there's an unfinished resin kit there for the Access Gundam head.
That's the 135 bust, or is it the bigger
Yes.
one? Nice.
It's
Nice.
135. Yeah, I wish I got the bigger one.
Oh.
But
I'm so jealous of that because like I forgot who I was talking about. The EXS is one of my favorite kits. I am looking forward to you building that. So please share that when it's done. I would love to see it.
I straight built the 1/100.
Mm-hmm.
So I have that one. Yeah, but that one, the busts are just so cool. Anyway,
Yeah.
my other unfinished claw is there. You can't see it very well. It's just in gray on that
Yeah.
shelf. And then obviously I've got the Neo Zeong.
There's some more photos here with a little bit more zoomed in on that one. We have the endless waltz
yeah.
wing going on here with some of the I guess your tools. You got scissors. You're cutting plomo with scissors.
I was using that on the very thin styrene sheet.
Oh
So
right.
You can. It's so much easier than using the things.
The hobby knife.
Yeah.
And here is a gorgeous backlog
Yep.
wall of holy cow. Like
Yeah.
that's an impressive backlog. So I do have a backlog builder episode where we tackle our backlogs. You're gonna have to make an appointment because we gotta talk about your backlog, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. So some of these I've built, but most of them aren't built yet. What else was I gonna say about this? Oh, you can see that I've got a preference towards scale here. Most of them are 1/100 scale. I try to limit myself because there's so many high grades. And if I bought all the high grades I wanted,
Ooh, that's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
If you could just adjust your mic a little, I think we're losing some of the audio on that.
Okay.
There we go.
Better?
Perfect.
Okay,
Perfect.
cool.
Perfect. And thank you for
I
getting
bumped
your new headset. So we were testing the AV yesterday, and it was crackle.
Yeah.
And this lady goes, you know what? I'm gonna get a new headset. I'm due for one. Cool. So and then she gets this like kick-ass headset, and you know
it's got lights on it.
got lights on it. My favorite color, orange. And then she goes, it's wired.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm so mad. I was like so excited because it was like, oh, I can get this and it's free Amazon Prime shipping and I can get it tomorrow. Oh my god, this is perfect. And then I realized that when I unplug it, it turns off. I'm like, wait a second. Did I really do this?
You're coming in awesome with the new headset, so thank you for that audio upgrade. Why don't we continue on? We're going to be doing a trip to Japan. I have the photo here of you boarding, or the plane that I think you're taking to Japan.
Yep, this is in Toronto.
And then the next couple of slides, here we go. We have some statue of the RXO unicorn. Wow. What were some of your first impressions when you saw it, when you got there? Like, what was going through your mind?
Well, I took the train over the Rainbow Bridge and I went through, what is that, the Americans, they have like the miniature sized Statue of Liberty there. It's very weird making your way there. So I got there and I saw the unicorn, and you know, like, it's pretty emotional for someone really into this.
Aww.
And I stayed there all day just watching it do its cycle thing and coming out with my camera and like hunched over with the little tripod and like crying, and like all the Japanese people are like, what is this foreigner doing?
Tourist.
What the heck?
Oh my god. So what are your thoughts of the actual, when you saw it? Like, was it like as impressive as everybody say it is? Were you blown away?
Well, it was really cool. I mean, obviously I wish it was a sub-sabi, but you know, I can only ask for so much.
Yeah, hey Bandai, listen, we want some Zeonic in here. Can you make that happen? Come on, step on that. Another question I tell people, a lot of people that have been on the feature builder, this have been almost like a pilgrimage. All right, and you know the question already, did you go and touch it?
No.
Oh my god, we are still over.
I'm too much of a rule follower.
You could have just gone over and go, took.
I was too busy crying.
Oh, I was hoping to put a scratch on that mark saying that, like, we got a feature builder who broke the rules. There we go. Okay, you were the chosen one.
Maybe next time.
Okay, next time I'm gonna go there with you and we're gonna touch it together. I'm gonna get your hand and go boom, touch.
Yeah, you have to like hold me because it's like I'm so short, my arms won't reach.
Awesome. We're gonna do some photos on your trips here. This is from Japan. It looks like we're in a forest area. Very silent hill. What are we looking at here?
It was so cool. I climbed Mount Takao, which is just outside Tokyo. I highly recommend it, and go on a foggy day. It doesn't make any sense at first. Like, you're climbing a mountain to see the view at the top, but it's all cloudy. You can't see shit. But like, it was so cool. If you look through the next photos, like
there's a lot of cool stuff here, especially like the cinematic, dramatic feel of this. It almost feels surreal, but this is really cool. So these are the temples above the mountains, or like on the mountains?
Yeah, it's actually along the path up to the top. There's these shrines, and like, if you look at touristy pictures of these on a sunny day, and they're like, it's all bright colors and like people walking around in their tourist gear, but like it was empty when I was there. It was so cool.
Nice. And there's a lot of photos here, really cool stuff. There's also some statues of, like, I guess either angels or warriors. It's like this one has an angel wing on it.
It's a Tengu. Yeah, this guy is a protector of the mountain path.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then we have some waterfalls here. The good nature photography here.
This was in Hakone, the next place I went to. I stayed at an onsen hotel, and it was amazing, and I wish I would have booked longer there.
It looks like there's one of those sauna and bath that like just opens up to the nature, right?
My room was attached, like this was the balcony of my room, and it's got onsen water coming into that tub. It was just so luxurious. I can't...
That is awesome. So how long did you stay here, by the way?
Only 2 days.
And then the next we have a couple of more trips. This one is like a rock cliff of some kind.
Yep, this was also in Hakone. This is Owakudani, sulfur vents at the very top of Mount Hakone. And I had my telephoto lens so I could zoom in to see how they had that set up.
That's awesome. There's a lot of really cool photos here. And then now we're on a city scene. Yeah. Where are you now in this one?
This is Dotonbori in Osaka. I stayed here 5 nights, I think, so 6 days.
Wow.
When I stayed at a hostel here. Oh, I'm jumping ahead. When I was walking around, I saw this big Ferris wheel thing, and I love Ferris wheels, and Japan has a lot of them. And this weird, like, it's part of the Don Quixote. Apparently, it was new when I arrived there, so I had to ride it.
Did you? How many times?
Just once, but it goes nice and slow, so you can take lots of photos. And the next picture, like I took a picture out of one of those cabins, and it looks like so Blade Runner-y. It's so cool.
Is it one of those pods? You slept in one of those pod?
Capsule hotels. I just did a hostel that's almost capsule hotel-y. Like you had a little cabin, a room that like is stacked. It was okay. I realized that I don't know. I really need to be able to stand up. That's what I discovered. I'm not claustrophobic, but anyway.
Yeah. So we're continuing on with the rest of your trip here. There's some city scenes here.
Yep.
Lots of lights and neon lights.
Yep. This was also in Osaka. And in Osaka, I bought my Proto Wing Zero.
We're just gonna continue ahead to that one, and it's like lots of photos here, especially of the Ferris wheel.
Yeah,
a little bit more of the night ones, and this is you on top of it now. This is like the one that's looking down. Really cool. That's a good. Then you stayed at this other hostel. Where is this at now?
So the hostel that I stayed at, I built my Sazabi there while I was staying there.
Nice. This is the Sazabi you used to enter for Anime North?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Awesome.
I bought that Sazabi at the Gundam base.
So that is not only one, it also is an import. That is amazing.
Yep. And I built it in Osaka, so
there's a photo here with it looks like a school setting or like schoolgirls. Or what am I looking at here? This
okay,
is like
that was Takayama. I loved this street. They have like lots of woodworking and stuff there. Hida beef. Just really beautiful downtown area there.
Yeah.
From there, I took the bus to Shirakawa-go, which is a World Heritage Site with the old style homes there. That's what you're seeing with those buildings with the moss on them. That was cool.
And then this one here is the canal. You're back in the city. You did like how long was this Japan trip? This is a very extensive.
3 weeks. I actually cut out some locations.
And this is you taking a selfie.
Yep. This was in
You look
Shibuya.
all glammed up. What was the occasion tonight?
Well, I wanted to get my hair done in Japan because there's a certain rock star that I wanted to look like.
Ooh.
The drummer for a band called X Japan.
Nice.
Everyone thought I was hilarious because I was like, "Can you make me look like him?" And they're like, "Yoshi." They just laugh at me because he's an old rock star. Like, I don't know, 90s is when X Japan was at their peak.
Right. Wow. Well, you look stunning. This is also the cover image that we used for our promo ads. Look very stunning on that one. Great photo. Last photo here, I think this is just a street
also
view.
in Shibuya. This one's cool because you can see that huge building being worked on in the back.
Right.
That was part of the construction for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, which didn't happen, obviously.
Yeah.
So there was so much construction in that area. So.
Wow. Okay, so we're gonna do a quick break. After this break, we're gonna dive into a ton of Mecha work, all her work, every work you could think of that she's done. Well, most of it anyways, right? And we're gonna take this break and we're gonna take a look at her work next, so stay tuned. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the stream, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the show so far. I just want to let you guys know about an amazing online community that I'm part of, and it's called Side 6. Here, you will find like-minded modelers and hobbyists who enjoy the mecha and gunpla genre. We encourage posting of whips, projects, and tutorials to help each other move forward in our hobby and in our community. We are always open to new members of all skill levels, so come check us out at facebook.com/groups/side6. We also have an Instagram where we feature members' works, and you can find that at instagram.com/side6_mecha. For all new club information, resources, and news, you could check out our website at www.side6.club. All right, let's get back to the show and see what's going on there. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. For those of you just joining us, we are here with Kaz Adams talking about her trip just now in Japan that really inspired her to pick up a kit and work on it. So I think this is a good segue to our next couple of slides, which is going to be her work and all the mecha stuff. So thank you guys for tuning in. Let's just do a quick hello to everybody online over at Facebook Live. We have Chandra. Hello, lovely to see you both. And from Quinn, he's saying hey Ariel. And there's a lot more people also in YouTube Live. Let's take a look at what's going on here. We have Action Man Adrian joining us. We have Nicholas saying awesome work. Action Man, question for Kaz. Do you plan to get the Master Grade EX Unicorn once it comes out? I think he's referring to the EX.
Yep.
The new one.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
MG, yeah, that one. I wish it wasn't another unicorn. But it is the cheapest version of the lighted it's cheaper than the PG with the lighting kit.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be definitely again, I'm kind of on the fence on that one. I want to get it. Yeah. But man, Bandai really milking that cow.
Yeah. Where's the Xeon love? Come on.
From Nicholas, they're saying that the Sasabi was awesome. Erwin Hakone got nice mountain pass for Drift Street race there. Erwin also said Dotonbori, Osaka is my favorite city. Quizzy is joining us as well. Donkey Ferris wheel is nice.
Yep, the Don Quixote Ferris wheel.
And hobbyist Pampanga is here. I just want to say hi. Johnny Cox saying whoosha. All right, whoosha. Let's continue on. The next slide here. These are like your hauls from Japan now.
Yeah.
So this is what you brought back. You have the Proto Wing. You built the Sasabi there. What are some of the cool stuff that you brought back?
One of those pairs of chopsticks are the Shinkansen shaped.
Nice.
So I really like the trains. Those rolled up things are special candles that they don't really make anymore. So I thought that would be cool to pick up. And obviously a bunch of ex-Japan stuff and the pillows there too. I really like Japanese rock music. And I got some Ray-Bans there. I thought that maybe they would have the style that Yoshiki has there, but they told me that the type that he has is very old and they don't make them anymore. So I just got normal ones. It's fine. Got a laugh from them. So
silly tourist.
Yeah.
Tourist.
Yeah. But like this tourist that knows all this obscure shit about an old generation rock band from funny.
Awesome. The next scene here, it looks like you have a desk here and you're working on stuff. What's going on here?
Yeah, so when I came back from Japan, I used to live in a one-bedroom apartment. So this is my apartment setup before I bought my house here. And everything is on one desk, as you can see. And there's that resin kit up there in the same state.
As it was before. Oh, yeah, man.
I gotta finish that.
All right, we got to tackle your whip. The next ones here are your Proto Wing. Love the Proto Wing. So I have built the EXS before. The Proto Wing I have built before, and I actually used that. I think we were in the same we were in the same anime North that I used my wing for. Obviously, I got my ass kicked by you, so
Well,
I'm never. My wing does not count anymore. That's backlog or like garbage file now.
no.
Tell me about your experience about the wing. What about this kit?
Well, I was a big fan of that when I was in high school, and I realized that like fulfilling your high school dreams when you're an adult are like the best things you can do. So I bought this kit specifically for that, and I thought, okay, I guess I'll try painting it. I bought an airbrush. This was the first kit that I tried painting. And I also tried panel lining or scribing as well. You can see that in the white wing covers.
Let me backtrack a little here. There's like a lot of details on the legs, the shield. You went for the, I guess, the original colors for this one.
Yeah, like kind of like an aged kind of look to it.
Very nice.
It was my first time trying weathering and stuff. So like every person who's new to weathering, I overdid it. But it still looks cool enough. I have it in my office right now. Not my office. I have it in the office that we can't get to right now.
So it's a prisoner in a different location.
Yeah.
The next one here is the SD Barbados, and it is so cute. What did you do to this guy?
Gosh, I love it. So it is custom painted, and I tried doing some pastel shading. So I realized that I really suck at pre-shading with the airbrush. I just don't have enough control because I'm so new to it. So instead, I coated it with a matte coat and used pastels to shade, and I used kind of like a reddish pastel.
Oh. So, and they're not the oil pastel, these are like the powdered pastels?
Yeah, you just scrape it off into a little pile and like use a Q-tip or a little bitty paintbrush.
Nice. And did you seal it as well with a top coat after? Okay.
Yep.
Next one here, Zazabi, and we're gonna get into the story of the Zazabi. I want to know everything about the Zazabi. Your concept, your workflow, and materials that you use.
Yeah. So originally I thought this model kit is amazing. I don't ever want to like accidentally ruin it by painting it badly because I don't know how to paint. But after I painted the Proto Zero, I was like, okay, this became like 300% cooler. If this can get cooler, then what is this going to turn into? So I was worried that I wouldn't be able to get it apart, but it wasn't that bad. So I tested on the arm first. I took it all apart and I painted it up and tried to see what I could do. And then I compared it to the unpainted one there. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
let's do the rest of this.
That's your taste for blood, just like kind of like you just like went into like this mode that you're like, now I gotta do stuff. I love that. Nice.
I committed at this point.
The next ones here is like you've disassembled all of them now. And are you when you work on it, is it part by part, like limb per limb, or do you go by color, like the armor colors?
Well, on the Proto Zero, I tried doing all the same color all at once, but it wasn't as rewarding because you couldn't put it back together for a long time. So instead, especially because I do master grades and there's so many parts, I just do one limb at a time, and then each limb becomes its own little project.
That's a good set. That's awesome. A lot of people, I think, take that tactic as well. I know Nicholas does, and I think Erwin might be doing that as well. I am on the latter side. I actually want to switch into like doing limbs because like I paint by colors, like paint by numbers. So I pile all of them first as white, all of them in red, etc., etc. But I do agree that like it can be a hassle when you're putting them together. The next one here, I guess, more progress. So it looks like you have the core done up. You got a bit of the skirt.
I did some panel lines on the chest. So, yeah.
But technically this is all just out of box. Then did you do any scribing or any detail up on this?
I meant scribing.
Okay.
Yeah, panel lines. Of course you did panel lines.
I was gonna go. Yeah, okay.
I did a few scribed. Let me start over. I scribed a few new panel lines in there.
Awesome. We'll take that answer.
I was still new to it, so I didn't do a whole lot, but I did a ton on the shield,
Mhm.
which doesn't really matter because it's the shield. No one cares.
I love shields. What are you talking about? Shields are like a staple. If you notice a lot of my Instagram posts, the shield is like the first thing you'll see, and then the rest of the body.
All right. Shield fan here, huh? Okay.
Same.
It's
surface.
It's really good. Well, that's true. It's really good on the Sazabi. I love the shape of it. So.
Nice. And we have the back part here. Again, nice detail on weathering here. What brands did you tend to lean on when you're doing your weathering? Or like materials that you used?
Let's see. Well, they're Vallejo airbrush paints, and then just chalk pastels for shading on a matte coat. And then I top coat with Mr. Super Clear. So gloss and matte, I use those both in my process.
Nice. And for the decals here, where did you get your decals from?
Well, these are all just from the kit.
Wait, those are the stickers?
Yeah, well, they're water slides.
Or did they come with water slides? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't know that the Sazabi came with no water slides. It's weird. I had two before, and I sold both of them because I'm like, I'm never going to build you. And I got one, and I'm like, oh, I have another one, so I sold it. And I'm like, oh, now I'm regretting it because it's kind of hard to find right now.
Is it? Okay.
A little bit, especially on the local stores here, but I'm in the hunt for one. I know, I know some people have theirs, and a really good kit. You did a really well job.
Yeah.
So this now is the final form of it.
This was before the weapons.
Before the weapons, okay.
Yeah, but the base is done.
Very nice. So we're talking about shields. So you did a pre-shading on the shields first, right?
Well, I did post shading, but
post shading
with the post shading because it's after see the gray part in the middle is shaded with pastels.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So, and then I did the rest of it after I put down the base colors. I put the tools next to the shield so you can see what I used. So you can see that pastel there and that brush. And
then the final one here, this one is the shield now with all done up. Looks great. Wow.
Thank you.
And you used Vallejo mainly airbrush for the red, or?
Yeah, all of the base colors are Vallejo, except for the gray. That dark gray is actually a Citadel rattle can.
Oh, wow.
That's what I use for my primer, because it's like a it's not truly a lacquer, but it's got enough lacquer in it that it's very durable. So I use that for anything that needs a gray, like a dark gray. I just leave it because it's just good.
Nice. And we have some of the Citadels. Oh, I didn't see that the next slide had your paint colors and all that cool stuff.
Yeah.
The next are just a couple of action shots of your Sazabi. Love the final aesthetics on this one. And you kept it to like the OG look of this one.
Yep. It's just such a beautiful kit. Why would I change it? It's Xeon.
Sig Xeon. Did you Sig Xeon today?
Yes, every morning.
Every morning you wake up, Sig Xeon.
Yes.
Okay. So, awesome. Just a couple more detail shots, and we're gonna get to the next. Love this one. This is the vertical pose of it, and it's just gun pointing at you. Good. Love it. Wow, this is an amazing kit. You have this where now? Where is it currently residing? In the glass case in your dining room, right?
Yep. Next to my Char statue.
Can I say that you may be a Char fan?
Maybe just a little bit.
Just a tiny bit?
Yeah.
Awesome. And more Sazabi stuff here. Wow, the details on. I love the slight weathering too, the little silver that you added to give it that extra highlight. Great stuff.
Yeah, I found that like dotting it along sharp edges, it reflects the light really nicely. It's such a dark kit because I use darker colors, and it just gives it that extra pop.
And it did pop. Congratulations on your win, by the way, Anime North 2019. Hope to see you again in the local events. We actually have, hopefully the next year coming up, I want to see more of your stuff. It's gonna be good. And I also want to challenge you. We're gonna have to go toe to toe. And this is now Anime North. Over here, we have presented a photo of it. This is where you placed, but you didn't put the funnels up. They were just on the ground for this.
Yeah, the plastic, the effects parts didn't come in the mail in time, so. Let me tell you a little about this though. I don't really have packing materials for this stuff because it was my first competition. So I took all the limbs off very gently and packed them into socks in my luggage.
So I remember a little bit of this. So obviously we were in the rest of the crowd were watching it. I didn't hear the announcement until you actually started walking up because like, hey, I was talking to someone and I was like, oh snap, she won. Like everybody was like, wow, that is impressive because like we were looking at the Sazabi like nonstop throughout the day. So that was awesome. And then I did remember seeing you putting it apart as well. Like you were one of the old like the last ones I think that like kind of put your stuff out. But with socks, there you go, guys. You don't need a Pelican briefcase. You just need some socks. All right. Next one here, we're gonna continue on with the rest of your builds. We have a concept art, looks like a trace over on a Barbados Lupus.
Yeah, so this is one of my current projects. It's only a current project because I've taken so long on it. This is one of my mod projects. This one I'm not using 3D printing for. Like, I like to give myself a specific challenge for each one. So this one is all scratch building and lots of epoxy putty and modifying lengths of things and things like that.
Very cool. I'm looking at the feet right now. Lots. Like, what's your motif for this one? Like, what were you thinking of, like the final outcome that the Barbados would be?
A little bit more 5-star stories with the longer chest and the longer feet with like smaller parts on them and stuff. And I don't know, just bringing in some of the aesthetic that I like personally in robots.
That's awesome. Let's do a quick round question here. There's a question from Quinn over at Facebook. Any thoughts on painting effects parts for more contrast?
I have considered that. I don't really know what I would do for that though. I do want to experiment more with putting LEDs in stuff, and I think that would open up a lot of possibilities as well.
Nice. Yeah, especially for like accent lightings or like power-up lightings. That would be neat.
And I love the cotton stuff that people do. Like, there's this one diorama with the Barbatos, like with the big mace. Yeah. And when this the cloud, he's like coming through the cloud of Mars dust, and it's just so cool.
Awesome. I do know what you're talking about, and that's just like he's just like charging towards the person.
Yeah. Oh, it's so cool. Yeah.
Going back to Wing here, we have a Endless Waltz Wing kit. This is an MG kit. What's the project going on here?
So this one, I'm trying to make a little sleeker and maybe bring more of the feathers into the rest of the kit and add more rockets because rockets. Yeah, so you can see in the first slide that has the paint over on it, a lot of the modifications I've already done to one of the legs there. Made the heel taller, made the thigh longer.
Wow, that's awesome. That's all putty work and I guess styrene as the base?
Yep.
Nice. And which putty do you use this one? Do you use a Tamiya one or something else for it?
Yeah, it's a Tamiya one. It's just the smoothest. I've heard Milliput is pretty good too, but apparently it has a little bit more of a grain to it.
Do you use water to smoothen out your surfaces when you're doing it, or is this all sanding?
I smooth it out as much as I can before it dries. So. Yeah, I do use water. That was such a game changer when I realized that you could do that.
Oh, yeah. It is. Wow, and more
so
creative stuff here. We're adding a little bit more on the legs. So what's the status of the project? Is it complete yet, or is it ongoing still?
That last picture of it is where it's at right now. I'm trying to duplicate all the stuff I did on the one leg and put it on the other one, and then I'll just keep moving up and up.
Nice. And do you usually build your kits from the limbs first and then the body after, or do you just kind of choose wherever you want to start with?
It seems to be that I've been starting. Well, I guess it just depends on what I feel like. Yeah, I've only been modding a few kits so far, so it's probably I don't have a set routine yet.
Nice. Wait till you start opening that high grade routine. Seriously, you could blindfold me and I could build a high grade now. It's crazy. The next one here, cool stuff. And this is something I want to touch base on. More creative stuff from you. We have the hand, the claw hand. This is the Barbados hand. And you made this in a 3D model. What software did you use, and like what is your concept for this guy?
Well, this is in ZBrush, and this is my project that I want to use only 3D printed parts to modify. So this is a Lupus Rex, obviously. I didn't think the claws looked long enough or sharp enough. They weren't cool enough, so why don't I just make some new ones? So the one with the picture with the blue claws, that one is in Chitu box. That's the slicer for my 3D printer. And that's it set up with all the supports and everything.
What 3D printer is your choice?
I have 4, but I guess I only use one of them now. This one's my Photon. This is an Anycubic Photon. The printing bed is only this big. It's very small. It was $300, I think.
Oh, really? That's not bad. And is it a resin or ABS for these guys?
It's resin.
Nice. And resin usually is a smoother outcome when you print it.
Yeah, the picture where you see the green, I guess. Well,
yep. Yeah, the green now.
And then the one after that too. You can see how big the layers are. You can't really see those layers with your naked eye. Like if you compare them to like my fingerprint, it's like similar to my fingerprint. Like who's gonna notice that? So I was very impressed. This was my first print on it actually.
And it turned out well. Like what scale are you working with for this one?
1/100. Yeah. Well, obviously, 1/100th is the best scale. Come on.
160.
Well, okay.
Like all the other kits I'm looking at, like we're gonna get to that green one, or not the green one. What color am I thinking about? It's not green. It's teal. Tealish.
Yeah.
Green teal. What? That one's a massive. Guy? Yeah, you know that guy.
Or do you mean this gun here?
We're gonna get to the gun as well. Oh, I can't wait to do that. We got the finger pointing right now, so you're pointing at someone.
Yes. So
I ended articulating.
Well, it's not articulating. I just posed it in ZBrush, and I have every pose, including the middle finger one, because obviously, why wouldn't you? I've got thumbs up and peace, and
the next thing you're gonna get the blood kind of thing going on with the gang sign.
Yeah. Well, maybe will that work with big claws like that?
Probably. You try. You tell me. You're the artist.
Yeah.
Awesome
So
stuff. Yeah.
my first print was all one piece, and it was very bad to paint because I have like light and dark, and so if I have a dark primer, then I have to put on a million layers to get the light color. Like it's just a problem. So I decided I'd try splitting it up.
Yeah,
so you have that image there.
So are you ever concerned that the tip might break when you're printing this or cutting it from the mold? It's like it's very sharp from the looks of it. Like I just don't know.
It's very sharp.
Yeah. Have you had any issues with printing yet?
The original this green resin that came with the printer. This is actually the test resin that it came with. They came out very brittle. So when I went to Anime North, I actually had 3 sets of these that I was gonna give to people, but no one wanted them because it was resin.
Can I make an order? I would love to get one of your hands because I do have a lupus here, but like
you want one of my hands?
Can I have your hand, please?
You need a hand?
I'm gonna need a hand for this one. Oh my god. Okay. Let's circle back.
Well, anyway, the newer resin that I'm using is much better. The stuff that I'm printing with the Phenom is much it's got a little bit of give, so it's not as brittle.
Do you need sanding still to smoothen it out, or out of the box or out of the print box?
If you want to, it depends on how anal you are about it, I guess. Like you can see there are print lines there, but they're very difficult to make out. And once you start painting them and stuff, they mostly fill in.
That's true. Like the buildup of paint and all that for it. Nice. The next one here, we got like the Barbados Rex with the new crown.
Yeah.
So you're continuing on with it, yeah.
Yeah, I started modeling the head as well. Just started with it, so it's just a block out right now. But I just want to make like more of a sharper, more aggressive look to him. So.
Wow, that looks amazing. By the way, that we're just looking at the ZBrush render of it. Wow, that is cool.
Thank you.
All right, next one here. We got a couple of non-Gundam related. We have some figures here.
Since we're talking about 3D printing, I had this printed through Shapeways. This was before I got hired at Digital Extremes.
Nice.
Some of my older work was all like more chibi style stuff.
It's so cute.
Like hand painted, low poly stuff. So I made like my style version of one of the bosses in Warframe, and I made a bobblehead out of it, and I gave it to them when I was giving them my resume. So trying to bribe them with gifts.
Oh man! So then obviously you landed the job on that one. Was gaming? Let's circle back on gaming, and hopefully this is like not too personal, but like, was gaming something that you've always wanted to be in regards to?
Yeah.
Nice.
I think so. Maybe not always, but since I got into college, probably.
Nice. And you went to college for art and I guess 3D, or?
I actually went for illustration, but when I was there, I discovered 3D modeling. And like kind of learned on my own all of this stuff. Yeah, I'm self-taught in 3D actually. So I mean, my God.
Guys, all you guys there right now, on her own 3D making and printing. Yeah. Wow.
I had just learned how to use ZBrush before I started submitting my resume to Warframe. My style didn't match at all. Obviously, it's like this cutesy stuff, but yeah, it somehow worked out. Yeah.
Out. So you know what? It's kind of crazy, like how you went from like illustration 2D and now into 3D modeling and taking over the world in GBWC. Watch out, guys! You have a new competitor. That's awesome. The next photos here we have a little bit more. I guess. What is it? What am I looking at?
These are Curia from Warframe. There are these little cat statues that they've placed randomly in levels, and you have to like search for them. And you find them, you scan them, you get parts of a poem, and it gives you like a little lore tidbit there. So like, it's just a fun object to have.
And did you make this as a one-off for you, or is this like something that's readily available through the game store?
They take way too long for me to paint. I wouldn't be able to sell them. I made a couple for my coworkers, and I hid some around the office.
Nice.
Like, so when people come to tour the office, I'm waiting for someone to say something, but no one ever does. No one's looking for them. Why wouldn't you be looking for them?
Well, maybe you should not hide them where you have to crawl over and then or you know what you could do? Make the wall glow a little. Just so that they know they could go through it or break it.
Video game it. game it up a little bit.
You'd be surprised at how many people would...
light.
Yeah, exactly. Like people would probably relate to that more when it's like, okay, this cat over here has a spotlight. I'm pretty sure that's an object for a quest.
That's a quest.
Something. That's a quest. Next over here on quest, we have a couple of more stuff. I guess it's from Warframe. It's a weapon of a sort, or
this is a little throwing card that I made. Actually, it's a little character. It's hard to explain. It's Warframe. It's a little alien guy that's like also a card, and you can throw it, and it's dangerous.
Have you hit anyone with this?
Not yet.
No.
I'm practicing my aim though.
Okay, weapons expert, loves weapons, potentially can hurt people. Like, wow. Okay.
I'm dangerous.
I know. Dear diary, jackpot. And some of the hardest things to draw, I love to draw as well, and as an illustrator, hands have always been the most difficult. Hands and limbs,
I love
like
hands.
Feet. Just because it's so hard to get that. For me, anyways, I can't think that way. But like, this is amazing here. Like, what are these hands for?
So I started making a ball joint doll. This is one of my weirder hobbies, I guess. Based off my favorite Japanese drummer.
Of course.
So I tried to get like a really photorealistic like face and everything.
Nice.
Might be a little creepy. Maybe not. I don't know. It's like
this
is what artists do.
I know, and also African voodoo people. But you know,
it's
same. We're about the same.
Don't worry about it. It's okay. Yeah. So this was before I had my 3D printer, so I had these parts printed through Shapeways.
They must be going like, well, okay, the typical Tuesday. We'll just print off this dude.
I'm sure there's weirder stuff. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't think it's weird. I think it's art, and I think it's an expression of your skill and idea and thoughts. And
when you see it in person, though, it's the face is so realistic that it gives you this weird dissonance. Like this face shouldn't be so tiny. Like
it's not only that they don't blink either or have any facial expression, right? So they have that whole ghost of fear to you, like. Wow, hey lady, if you're into that kind of stuff, that is cool. And this is the picture of the drummer next from
that's Yoshiki. That's from X Japan.
X
So
Japan.
if you go back to the last image
Sure.
with the doll, you see the eyes. Those are special. Those are because I 3D sculpted them in ZBrush. Obviously, they have the cupped shape, and I carved the iris into it, and it's got a deep center. I painted them, and then I used a technique for ball jointed dolls where they take UV curing nail gel to make the cornea, so it's actually like a lens shape. It's cool as hell, and it looks amazing when the light hits it. It reacts just like a real eyeball.
Did you keep the brown color, or is it just like well, obviously you're not gonna get the iris and all that stuff, but there is a reflection
I did
to
actually. Yeah, and I put like a slightly metallic brown in there so that it catches light even a little bit more.
Wow, that's amazing. Have you thought of like doing 3D scans of people and doing it that way too? Like via I'm
hold
curious
still for
now.
a second. I just need to take this picture.
I can see you with your phone now. It's like, hey,
you got a cool nose.
I like your.
I want it. Can I collect it? Just hold still for a second.
It went from cute to like CSI episode, real fast, Kaz. I love it. I'll watch both of them. Imagine going to the drummer and be like, "Konnichiwa." Arigato. Oh my god.
Psycho drama.
Before we get to the next couple of slides here, let's just do a quick recap on what's going on live over at Facebook. Simon Lamb, former GBWC champion 2017, is online. He's saying, "Goddish, I'm soon outdated." Wait, no one asked me. Yeah, so Simon is also a big 5-star story builder.
Oh, awesome!
And he did a purple one. I forgot the name of the suit. I'm not as versed as obviously you guys are. But
I saw that one. That was the Bang, I think.
Yes,
Bang
the one
doll?
with the Bang doll with the purple highlights and white.
Yeah. Those skulls were so cool.
And then over at YouTube, lots of activities going on here. We have Ryan Kelly. Yes, hey Kaz. Take my strong hand. Oh my god.
Thanks, buddy.
Let's see. Arroyo is here. I want to play Warframe 2. Where can I get Warframe? You can just go to like your site and download the game?
Yeah, so it's available on PC, PS4, Xbox, and Switch. So
Okay, so guys, if you guys
basically
are
find it
interested,
anywhere.
yeah, if you guys are interested in playing her guns
guns and
weapons
other
and
types
hidden,
of yes, all sorts of things. Sometimes characters. Yeah, and it's free to play, so
nice. I might have to give that a go. It's like lockdown, guys. We have all this time to experiment, play Warframe when you get a chance. Continuing on, Ryan Kelly. Oh my god, that's amazing. You hid them in the office. From him as well. It's a skin for the kunai. I'm never letting you take a picture of me. You'll be poking my voodoo doll. Erwin, Yoshiki-sama might be watching now.
Oh man.
Oh my god. And that is let's continue on. More projects here. The next one over. This one is the
claws.
The claws, yes.
Yeah. So the reason why I put the ball jointed doll in there is because that eyeball technique I used again on a larger scale on these claws. So it's got a big weird monster eyeball on it, right? So I made that as well.
Wow. What material is that one? Is that glass or like plastic?
It's just resin. It's just resin.
So clear resin.
Oh, it's not clear. It's just literally, it's that gray color. I printed it all in gray, and then I painted the iris just as it is, and then I took that clear UV curing nail gel and just built up the cornea, so it's actually a lens, and it looks flat in the photo, but if you look at it in real life, it reacts the same way as a normal eye does. Like it does the lensing effect and everything. It's really cool.
We got this here. Sorry, I'm asking questions about pictures that are like 5 steps ahead here because like I'm way ahead of schedule for my own good. But this is like the eye right here. Wow.
Yep.
Holy cow! What are the paint colors that you used for this one?
Just more. I actually use my airbrush paints that's hand painting a lot of the times because they're so thin. They're like pre-thinned, so you can get a nice even coat if you want that. I just used Vallejo I don't remember the colors offhand, but I've got a ton of them.
You're leaning definitely on the Vallejo paints from the sound. I'm just trying to get a sense of like where you tend to go. But Vallejo is really cool. Very broad colors as well. Have you tried their like their Mecha line?
Yeah, I've been using some of that as well. I just choose colors based on colors, not really lines. So I have tons from different lines and stuff. But yeah, I usually use Vallejo to lay down like flat colors and if I need to touch things up as well. And then I use the Citadel paints for, well, the Citadel rattle can for the primer, and then for weathering I also use Citadel colors just because I have them. I have 40K. I have Warhammer 40K figurines as well.
Did you play Warhammer, by the way? I haven't seen any Warhammer stuff here.
I didn't include any, but I have a Tyranid army.
God, what don't you do? Jeez, guys, you guys also have a competitor in that game, Warhammer. 4K, 40K.
40K. I don't really play it much. I just have it mostly because it's fun to paint. All the detail, I really like organic monsters and stuff.
And it shows. So we have a couple of set of, I guess, like the claws now. One is just blank gray, and then color for this one. It's showing this in stages.
Yeah, so the top one is the primer. That's the Citadel rattle can color. I love that color. That's Mechanicus gray. If you're looking for it, I buy that in bulk. And then below that are just the flat colors for the rest of it.
And then the next photo here looks like it's now being built up together.
Yeah.
With the eye installed and wearable as well now.
Yep.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I can Velcro on. It's really fun.
And you have that there with you right now, right?
Yeah, it's right up there.
Oh, that is awesome. It's always good to see. If it's not too much, can we see it? Can we see it on you?
Yeah, let's see if I can reach it with this stupid cord. Okay, cool. I can reach it. Come here.
Here we go. Live demonstration, guys.
Okay, and this is my stand. It's just it's a block of wood.
Nice.
Don't worry about it. So I've got two straps on it. One of them goes around here, and the other one that stabilizes it, and then it's really nice. It's really satisfying. It's
Have
huge.
You ever want to bitch slap someone? This is it, guys. Where's my money, Raquel?
Yeah. Yeah, let's check out. Here's the eyeball. Like, it's mostly blocked, but
actually, stay right there. I'm gonna switch to the other view a little bit larger. Okay, so just tilt it slightly down, forward. You guys see the eye, guys? Oh wow, yeah, we see it. The eye sees us, if anything.
Yeah. Yeah, and I kept that one like really glossy and shiny. Everything else is fairly matte, but
yeah.
Here we go. I just poked the monitor.
Hang on. Stay right there. There it is, guys. Look at the eye. Look at the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for showing. And this is just a couple of more shots of it, top down, looking at it. It's a lot bigger, obviously, like in person, because like the photos can also be thing. But like, were you wearing it? Well, yeah. Well, she still owes me $10. Okay. Good stuff on that. Wow. So, did you enter that in any type of competition as well? Like,
no. I really wanted to show it off at TennoCon, which is our annual convention for Warframe, but we didn't have it this year, obviously, so I was really sad about that.
Okay, the next one here, guys. We are gonna get into the big stuff here, and I can't wait to just dive into it. I guess we're gonna start off with what is this? A little introduction on it, and what is your concept for it?
Oh, this is Giannis.
Oh, your mic.
Is it better?
Nope.
How about now? Is this
Nope.
better?
A lot worse. Oh no. We're having some AV technical difficulties, guys. Stay with us.
Is this side better?
That one's better.
Okay.
But it's a little low.
New mic, sorry.
New mic.
I don't actually know which side. Is this better?
A lot better.
Okay, I'll just keep this off.
Yeah. Yeah, you're sounding good right now. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yep. So, one of my very favorite Gundam designs is the Hygog, actually. Obviously, Sigzeon. And there's never been a 1/100 scale kit of this guy. So, I thought that I would do one better and make it into a mobile armor.
Nice.
So that's the concept behind this.
So you're doing some line art right now on it.
Yeah, the first drawing is a sketch I did at lunch at work. I was like, can I even make this work?
And it is coming along nicely on
Yeah.
that one. So the next step here, you would now have it, I guess, colored up line art with some base colors on it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Wanted to give it a whole bunch of guns and sub arms because I like the Noye Zeal, however they pronounce that.
Yeah.
I ended up not making a lot of the weapons on it, but it's fine.
And it's a pretty massive mobile armor as well. Love the
Yeah.
color scheme on this one. Did you try any other color scheme before you landed this one?
Well, I really love that teal color. It's mostly just a color shifted version of the original Hygog colors. So.
And also, I think Simon Lamb did something recently that's similar to that, but it's off the kit, not the same as whatever you're doing here, but like a very big mobile suit in regards to scale. And looking at the details on this, like what scale did you end up printing yours, by the way?
I don't really know. It's a big. It's like, let's see. I could probably bring it over.
Oh, here we go, guys! Live demonstration.
Might
of
as
the
well.
kit.
Let's move these guys over. So, oh, and it's on a donut stand.
Nice.
The clear acrylic that it's on is made for donuts.
Wow! Holy cow! Look at that,
It's
guys.
pretty big.
That's what she.
It is, in fact.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that is massive.
Turn
Guys,
around.
actually, hang on. Let me go to the next view first, so we get a little bit bigger view on this.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, and that
Is it
side,
heavy?
yeah, it's pretty heavy. Yeah, it's not solid resin or anything. It's all hollow, so I could save
Yeah.
money on the resin printing.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty hefty.
Wow, that is massive. And it can't come up. This is fixed now. You're not going to be able
Yeah.
to like do any articulation on
Well,
it.
the shoulders keep falling off, if that counts for anything.
On its own, or like.
Yeah, like check out all the glue that's caked onto that. Like,
Oh wow. Yeah.
it's all epoxy. Yeah.
It's all weathered, battle damage.
Oh yeah, battle damage. Don't worry about it.
They re-welded it after the battle of whatever.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. So here it looks like the printing process of it. So it comes in layers. And which
Yeah.
printer are we looking at for this one?
This is the little bitty Anycubic Photon that I bought. I think I bought it for like $500, but it's
Mhm.
now you can buy it for $300 because it's older now. But it's just this little tiny build plate, so I couldn't put much on it every time. Had to
Yeah.
divide it up a lot.
Well, that's good though, because then you get a little bit more detail regardless of that, instead of like, you know, a big item and you'll get probably wobble or whatever for it. That's at least that's a story.
Depends. I think that I could print this entire thing in one go on the Phenom. Well, maybe not the back end, but and it would have the same amount of detail. The only thing is you want to orient the part so that the bottom where all of the supports attach
Right.
is like an area you don't care about.
Okay, so that when you chop it off or you take it off from the sprue or whatever from it.
Yeah, you get
It's
little
least down.
nubs and it's also like kind of mushy. The print quality is a little more mushy on that side.
Wow. What kind of glue would you use for this one? You said epoxy on that one.
Yeah.
That epoxy would work on your resin?
Yeah, I've just been using epoxy straight up. I don't know if there's anything better for it, but
The next slide here, we have a little bit more of a zoomed in version of the chest. Lots of details on this one. It came out really, really well.
yeah.
And then the next scene here, we have some details. This is for the shoulders now,
Yes. Yep.
right? What kind of references did you use for this one?
In general, well, they're mostly just Warframe bullshit shapes that I use. But in terms of the basic shapes, I was looking at, well, mobile armors and like the the Mega Cannon there is from the Neo Zeong kind of stuff. You know, just trying to combine some of my favorite parts of things.
Nice, and it turned out really well. Wow, the detail on this print is really great. This is the undercarriage of the shoulders. Lots of big thrusters, lots of like veins.
Uh-huh.
Wow, I see where you're going with this lady. It's a trap. I see a trap when I see one. Again, they're putting it together. So one part is colored. So you do go part color and then you work on piece by piece for this guy, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Very cool details.
Yeah.
So what?
Some of these printed poorly though. That picture of the shoulder with the gray and then there's flat colors on the inner part. You can see on the gray like there's this weird like indented area. That's where the print shifted a little bit. So I had to adjust where my supports were because it wasn't being supported well enough.
Okay. No, that's a good course adjustment. And we have like the size comparison side by side of the shoulder plate, I guess, the top plate.
Yeah, one side is just the base colors and the other side is weathered.
Nice. Wow, that is really cool. And then the next one here, it's all coming together. We got the lower portion, the upper torso, a little bit more shots of the detailed pieces. Now all the base colors look like they're put together and the weathering is done.
Well, the part where they're on the floor, that was right before I packed up for BuildCon. That was the state that this kit was in when I traveled to the other side of the continent.
And the other side of the continent, BuildCon, what year was this? 2018? 2019?
20... Oh gosh, I can't remember now.
What year are we in?
Yeah, seriously. Oh, I think it was 2019.
It was 2019 BuildCon, right? Because it was pretty recent. And you traveled there with a previous feature builder, Mike Skyers.
Yep.
And you two also worked together, right?
Yes, he's a character artist at Warframe.
That's awesome. He did mention you a couple of times on his show about like, you know, you're working on your master grade Sasabi. And I guess you two are now, in a way, Gundam friends in that matter.
Yeah, I introduced him to the hobby. Well, I didn't introduce him to it. I reignited his passion for it because he showed me all of his kits when he was a kid. And there were like chew marks on them and stuff.
Chew marks? Like when he like
battle damage.
Like, yeah, there's a piece now.
Yeah, I think it was like more like they were fighting each other and he had to put battle damage on quickly.
Oh, that's funny.
You know, kids.
And you traveled with him to BuildCon that year, right? Awesome.
Yep, we went to San Francisco. Freaking beautiful weather. I love San Francisco.
Right.
Yeah.
And here we have a photo of you detailing from the looks of it. You're still working on it there?
Yeah. This was, I was working on it until the morning of the convention.
Jeez, I know that feeling.
Yeah, so you can see how like I look like crap. I was up literally all night working on it.
Were you like detailing it or like what was going on here?
Like I said, the last photo where it's all on the floor.
Yeah.
I was working from that point to finish in the hotel room.
My God, woman. Procrastination.
I got so lucky. Well, it wasn't procrastination. This was a much bigger project than I thought it would be. It takes a long time to sculpt in ZBrush, actually. That was what took the longest time. Everything else was quick.
The print job was pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's a couple of photos, just kind of like a 360 turn on your, I guess, your hotel room, the looks of it?
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
just cycling through lots of details. Now she's finally complete and is now on display. Tell us about BuildCon. Like, what did you see? Like, how did you hear about it? Some of the highlights.
I think I heard about it from YouTubers, Gunpla YouTubers, so that was cool. I was like, and Skyers was like, you know what the grand prize is, right? And I'm like, it was a very good grand prize. It was, what was it, 4 nights at a 4-star hotel in Tokyo or something like that. It was like,
nice.
Yep. Yes, yes, I'm doing that.
Say less.
And then he won it. He won the competition.
He was telling me about that, and he still hasn't collected yet because he can't because of travel restrictions right now.
Yep.
The cool thing about this one, though, circling back, and I think the second time I finally saw you again in my radar, radar sphere,
Yep.
was your interview with what is it, Adam Savage?
With
Norms. Okay.
Yep.
And what was that like? Like, what did they approach you, or are they just going through sets?
Well, I had been hovering around the area because I like to watch people looking at my kit and like smiling and stuff. And I think I have a picture of that in there. People inspecting it very closely. So I was just watching. I was people watching, I guess. And Skyers was like, he kind of nudged me. He's like, "Hey, isn't that guy from Tested?" I'm like, laser sight. Oh my god, is Norm's here? And they were looking at my kit, and I was like, oh.
And you got a quick interview with him as well. That's on YouTube on their site, Tested. That's when Skyers showed me that, and I'm like, yes, please connect me with her because I want to do that, but longer. Like, big show. So thank you for connecting with me. That was really cool to see you and seeing your work. Number one, the first thing I saw was like your Sazabi, but after seeing this and then hearing about your 3D prints, that is very like inspiring and motivational. Not just for me, but I'm sure for a lot of people. That's why. And you placed here. What did you place in at BuildCon?
I placed third. I thought I would at least get second because I literally spent 4 solid months working on this every day.
Right.
I even took a week off from work to build a box for my resin printer so I could print nonstop in my basement.
Right. Wow. Dedication right there. But congratulations regardless on that. I mean, it's still a very prestigious achievement.
Yeah, so, I'm very happy with third. That's fine.
When you brought it back home, did you do a little bit more work on it, or this is just more like shots from home?
I just took a few more pictures a couple days ago because I realized I didn't take any detailed shots of more angles in better lighting. So I just went ahead and did that.
I want to take this time here and take a look at some of the details you got going, especially with the carriage on that. Like, very, very nice metallic look to that one. What would you say was the most challenging part of this build?
Well, the shoulders keep falling off, so probably the structure. Other than that, though, honestly, it all went fairly smoothly. It was, I think just the structure, like the challenges with having the physical object in 3D, like it's just all floating, there's no gravity. But once you start printing it and you're like, wait, how is this gonna why did I put a ball joint there?
So a lot of it is like kind of like weight issues and potential upgrades on like structural support on that one. But overall, fantastic work on this one, Kaz. I'm looking forward to your next build for sure. Let's see here. The next couple ones here. Let's do a quick one on the O. I believe the O is the next one.
Yeah. So that's the one that got second place. So obviously that's a challenge.
So you took the O, and now I have a concept art here.
Yes.
That is your version of the O? Is this what I'm looking at?
Well, it's loosely based on the O. I did do a bunch of different sketches, but I was like, okay, let's put all my favorite things in it. I'll keep the color scheme though, and the like heavy shielding kind of thing going on. But yeah.
And like you got the thin waist going, very 5-star story inspired, especially with the crown coming up, big upper chest, and then you have that skinny like midsection coming down, and then the thin legs. Wow, that is awesome.
So this one is going to be ridiculously top heavy on that little bitty wasp waist. I am going to put an iron rod in that.
Do you see this being a fixed pose in just a standing, or do you see this being modeled in an action pose?
Yeah, it'll be an action pose. I haven't made the weapon yet, but it's going to be a huge long buster rifle of some sort. And it'll be ridiculous because I'm a weapons artist.
Well, everything you do is ridiculous.
Well, okay. Yeah, I'll take that.
Awesome. We are going to get to the guns, but right now we're just going to do a quick break just to, freshen ourselves up. Take a look at this. We'll be right back with Kaz Adams and more stuff from her. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Ariel from AO Mecha. I just want to let you guys know about all my other social media outlets if you haven't had a chance to check them out at facebook.com/AOMecha, on YouTube, youtube.com/AOMecha, on Instagram, instagram.com/AO_Mecha, on Twitter, at AO_Mecha, and on Discord, fairly new. That one is AO_Mecha, #3414. Anyways, hope to hear from you guys. Through any of those platforms, feel free to DM me or PM me, as well as emailing me. My email is aomecha.info@gmail.com. Just want to let you guys know that this episode is brought to you by USA Gundam Store. Please check them out, www.usagundamstore.com, and save on your purchases when you use my discount code AOMecha10. All right, let's get back to the show and see what's going on there. Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are joined by Kaz Adams, and we were just looking at some of her amazing work, 3D printing. We're talking about BuildCon, we were talking about Anime North, we're talking about Japan. Wow, lots of stuff happening. Let's do a quick look at what's going on with the live feeds and see what's happening. From Simon Lam, ex-Japan, JB, oh man, ex-Japan. Geez, that's high school for me. That's totally cool. Simon Lam, 1/100 would be huge, and that's the reference to the Neo Geo. Max McCready is watching, and Kayla is watching us as well over at Facebook Live. Switching over to YouTube, seeing what are you folks saying out there? Reko, late to the party, and Crackle. I feel you could actually hurt someone with that, and that's reference to the card, I believe. Oh no, the hand, the claw hand. Erwin, I am legit scared now, and he's running away. Change plans. I just picked up my 148 beam gun for self-defense. Oh, we're going to be talking about a gun shortly, so you might want to stick around, Erwin, for that one. Ryan Kelly, that detail though. And from Action Man 32, that's Adrian. I would gladly post that if that yellow jacket looking mecha becomes a hit. So mass production, I think, is in your future. If you ever get a chance, you have a nice following that would definitely support any type of business like that. You are on mute, by the way. Or your audio is a little bit low.
Okay, is this better?
Nope.
No? How about this way?
Nope. Bear with us, folks. We're gonna try to fix our mic soon.
Sorry about that. Is this better?
Yeah, it's very like low right now. No, it's not coming in.
Does it?
There.
Yeah, I heard that change. I wonder what's up with that. Okay. Well,
But it's low though still. Like it's there, but it's not there.
okay. You might have to just turn me up. I don't know if I can.
Is there a volume control on your mic? Sorry about that, folks. We are gonna try to fix this momentarily.
New headset. I can't take responsibility for it.
Yeah. It's weird. It was working fine before. Did you hit any of the volume controls on your... Oh. Is there any volume controls on your headset?
Only for coming into the headset.
Can you
That
unplug
does
it?
look really...
There. It was picking up again.
Okay.
There, it's picking up now.
Okay, maybe it's something software related.
Okay, it's picking up now. Okay, we are back.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, more or less
I'll
we are
take it.
back. Okay, I will take that as well.
It's a little poppy, but better than too low.
Right. And speaking of guns, let's do something. Let's do something with guns here. We are talking about
Yes.
this weapon concept, and I really love this concept. When you showed me the photo of the gun, I thought the photo was like a rendering of a sort, but it turns out it is an actual gun that you created.
Yeah, it's a
real
little
life.
trippy. Yeah, so these are the concepts that I pitched to our creative director, or not creative director, the art director, for one of the weapons that I was assigned for Warframe. So these
Awesome.
are just like actual concept drawings for a weapon in the video game. So
And this part here is more of like this, like the work, like I guess workshop or tutorial of like your work process from start to finish of concept. So can you walk us through what happens? So when you are trying to look a proposal, you first sketch them off, and then the second part here you start modeling it. Right?
Yep. So I want to make sure it fits the grip that the character is going to use. So this is Excalibur, and I just blocked out the main forms, and it's like just primitive shapes and stuff, just to get the sizing and everything, to make sure that the shapes work in 3D. And then as I go, I just keep adding a little more detail and a little more detail to that block out.
Nice. And the color scheme that you selected here, is this something that is part of a character, or is this just unique to the gun?
It's just random colors I chose. I thought they looked good together. We pretty much always use this dark gray in our tech areas, and the silver is like a Tenno color, like for this faction, but the blue and the yellow I chose myself just because they looked good together.
Very cool.
They ended up being changed in the final, but that's fine.
So you blocked it out first. Now there's like this like almost the final stage of that. How many iterations would you say that took place between blocking and to this? Because we've seen only like some clips, right? Like, does it go through? Do you make like 5 guns and put them side by side? And who checks these guns for modification?
So I answer to the art director, Jeff Crooks, and he just chooses one based on my sketches, and then I just go all the way to the end and show him the final one to approve, and then it gets into the game. Well, there's a few more steps before that. Also has to be like coded and rigged. There's like reload animations, there's stuff that pops out and all that kind of stuff. So,
nice. And your position in the company, you're on the developer side, right?
Yeah, I am on the art team. So.
Very cool gun. Love the design of this one. So now that it's all complete, like it's in the game, like when is it released? Is it released as a patch, or is it released for a story arc?
This one was released for a pretty big update. It's part of a big update, the Railjack update, where we have spaceships that you can fly and shoot other spaceships with. It was TennoCon last year or the year. I can't even remember anymore.
What year are we in? What year is it?
I thought 2020 was supposed to be the year of clarity. Come on.
Seriously, all we need now is just aliens to complete the set.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I want to believe.
Another age test. Oh man, we've been running this all since the AV test. That is awesome.
Yep.
X-Files is great.
Yes.
The next part here, we decided to make this into a real life thing.
Yep, this is my favorite rifle that I've made in the game so far. So I'm like, okay, I have this big printer now. I want to print a big thing on it. So, and there's a candle holder in there too. I started making candle holders, like geometric ones. Yeah. Anyway, this is in the slicer. It's just the same setup as the other stuff, where it's got the blue and the supports on it and everything. So these are all oriented in the best way that I could figure out and like split up and everything. So
what's the dimensions of the printer? Because it's pretty big.
Yeah, it's like yeah. Where's my hand? Here we go. It's like probably
a little higher, a little like a little like.
You know, like yeah, it's a pretty big printer. It's one of the biggest ones that they make right now for the cost that it was $2,000. Worth it though.
Is the quality good? Like, what would you say the quality print is like?
It's better than the Photon, actually, even though it's bigger, because it has anti-aliasing, and that makes a big difference. Like, because this is an MSLA, so it prints in layers. Like, the entire layer is cured at once. It's not a laser beam drawing. It's so much faster. But because of that, it's limited by the resolution of the screen in it.
Right.
So when you have anti-aliasing, it makes it all smoother on that direction.
I have to pick your brains when I get my 3D printer. So that's
Alright.
that's a project. Senpai, can I sign up for your classes, please?
I'll think about it.
The next one here, now that you're putting them together.
Yep. I actually printed it the wrong size a couple of times, and I was like, why didn't I print the handle first? Come on.
That would be the indicator for like, okay, is the scale correct or not, right?
Exactly. So
going back, it looks like you added some details on the undercarriage of the top part of the weapon, right?
yeah. Oh, how far along are you?
I'm at the just after the blue and yellow.
Okay. Blue and yellow. Okay, so is this the hoop
Yep, the hoop.
image?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so actually the detail that I put in to make it game ready was not enough for it to look good at 1:1 scale. So I actually had to like double the detail on all of my parts. So this is an example of the insane amount of extra detail that I added to make it look good when you like can do this with it. Because in the video game, you're like way back here and you're shooting and stuff and things are exploding. You don't see this stuff.
You're not gonna see it. The only thing you'll see is probably the lights at best.
Exactly. Yeah, so here's all that extra detail in there. And I tried to do that in as many areas as I could on the weapon.
Nice. And now you're in the process of painting this. Obviously, like it's a larger scale. Like, did you have any challenges, or you had to adjust your workflow to get it painted?
Yeah, so I realized with Gundam kits, most of the details are incised into the surfaces. So when you sand over them, you don't lose your details. They're all just in there. But when I model for Warframe, I go in and out. So I have ridges everywhere. And they're so much harder to sand around. It took so long to sand all of this.
Oh my god, but it turned out pretty well. Like, these are now, we're now looking at the almost, I guess they're all painted now, and you're just about to assemble the gun.
Yeah, those are all the flat colors.
These are just the flat colors?
Yeah,
wow.
Except for the metal. The metal has, yeah, I used rub and buff for the metallic, and I realized that I was going to put a matte coat on everything, but the metallic would look terrible, and I didn't want to mask it, so I kept all of the metallic parts separate until the very end.
Nice. And then you did some weathering on some of these areas here from the looks of it.
Yep. I did the same techniques that I did on the Sazabi, actually.
Just bigger scale.
Yep. I wanted to see if it could work.
Awesome. And then we have now, I guess, the final form of it all put together.
Well, it's almost done.
Almost done. There's more? What did you do to this?
Well, I want to try some oil streaking and stuff. Because it's top coated. I think that oil is okay on top of lacquer, right?
It should be, and then you could also top again afterwards if you.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I could do that. And I also I bought some phosphorescent, like a glow powder that I'd like to put in all of the places where lights are supposed to be, and I was too lazy to wire it with LEDs. Might as well have something.
Like UV light, and then it will glow for a bit. Have you tried that one?
Or just regular light, even. And it's really long lasting. The stuff I got has aluminum in it or something like that, and
it captures
extra strong.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Very awesome. And we are getting to the tail end of that. There's a little bit more detail of the gun. And yes, you do have the gun back there, by the way, right?
It's pretty big. It's over 1 meter long.
Check this out, guys. Look at the gun. Wow. That is awesome.
And here's the mistake that no one's gonna see except that I'm pointing it out now. Do you see how crooked that is?
Oh, now I can't unsee
what happened?
Well, I could explain why it gets crooked to one way, but
why is it so? Yeah, but I'm just lucky it has a shield here, so when you can't like look directly down the barrel, you can't see the bend in it.
Oh my god! Look at that. So we're in the side-by-side screen right now. Can you just pose us like with a gun on the just the length of it, this up? Holy cow! Look at.
It won't even fit on the screen.
Yeah, it won't even fit on the screen. There you go.
Yeah.
That is so badass. That is so badass.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for showing us all your work. We're going to do a couple of questions right now just to tie up our presentation show. Before that, let's take a look at what's going on over at the live shows. From Quinn, yeah, those 3D modeling ventures are changing the game. So impressed. And let's go over to YouTube Live. Wow, lots of stuff here. I hear. Okay, so we were just talking about the audio. That's when we kind of like fell through changing your audio. From Erwin, Sig Zeon.
Yes.
Still, they love. And let's hear from Action Man. I could hear a bit. Okay, that's still the part. I'm gonna skip all of that until there we go. The gun concept somewhat feels like the Dominator gun from Psycho Pass, but organic. Do you have any type of inspirational work that you follow when you are creating your weapons and art and concepts for your work?
Well, another artist who used to work at DE, Sean Bigham. I always look at his stuff when I'm making my weapons because he makes really like streamlined, beautiful shapes, and I want to have that in my work too. My like natural style has just so much energy, and I'm just trying to channel that into something a little bit more elegant.
Nice. And let's see here, from Edmund, huge. Ryan Kelly, so cool. I want to hold it. Erwin, you are the best. Wow, lots of stuff here. Quick questions as well. So we were talking earlier on about the type of career and the type of like hobby and all that stuff. Obviously, yours is almost transferable when you're doing your game dev work or hobby work. Do you have any advice for people that are trying to get into one, the gaming industry, and two, for doing scale models?
Yeah, so with modeling work, make sure you have a portfolio that's aimed at exactly what you want to get work for. Like, I guess I didn't really do that, but I also made myself known to their team. I sent them candy and
Wait, is this a bribe? Did you just bribe your way in? So here's lessons learned, guys. Bribe your way in.
Yeah, a little of that, but also like I entered all their contests all the time because I was also doing a lot of fan art back then, so like drawing and stuff. That's why I showed that in the beginning. So I have an illustration background. So use what you have and really like push your own like brand. I don't know, brand sounds weird, but push your skills to them and they will find the unique place that you fit into their team, and that's when you'll get hired, when you have those unique facets to you. Yeah, I think that's really important.
Okay, and how about for scale modelers? So people are trying to get into either Gunpla or just scale model in general.
Buy something. Don't go super cheap with your stuff when you start out. You won't have as good of an experience, but don't go too expensive either. You don't want to have like toolbox syndrome where you collect all of these expensive tools but do nothing with them because you're too scared to break them or something. Start off with something that fits your skill level. I've done painting before, so I got an Iwata Eclipse airbrush because I knew that I was going to be into it and be able to take care of it and stuff. But if you're like totally new to painting and stuff, get like mid-range tools and get used to them and find out what you're looking for, and then you can graduate to the next level from that.
Awesome.
But
and,
just do it. That's all.
That's right, guys. Don't be afraid to go into there. Don't be afraid to tackle your backlog and get some tools. Speaking of tools, what would you say is your top 3 favorite tools in your arsenal?
Well, definitely my Infinity sanding sticks that I got at BuildCon, actually. I use 400 and 600 grit a lot, even on my big projects. I love Rub and Buff. It's the metallic wax-based stuff that you put on like your fingers or a piece of cloth or a cotton bud, and you can just lightly rub it over surfaces, and it gives some nice weathering or metal look, and that keeps the crevices dark and stuff like that. And
Awesome. Was that 3?
That's
Is that
2.
That's 2. Yeah.
For scribing, what is it? The Krios. I use the Krios scribe with the little hook tool, the little tiny one. That's been very useful.
That's the one with the multiple heads that you could swap in and out, right?
Yep,
Awesome. Wow, that is great. And wow, we're approaching the near end of the show. Thank you so much for coming in today. Where would people find you? What's your social media platform like?
I prefer Twitter, so I'm just Syncrasis on Twitter. On ArtStation, I think Kaz Syncrasis because it was taken or something, and I'm also on YouTube, but I don't post much.
Awesome. And yeah, all of that is on the description below, guys. Link and all that stuff. Don't forget to give her a follow. Check out all her work. I can't wait to see all your new stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing all your projects, complete your projects when you get a chance.
Yes, someday.
Awesome. And if you have any final words to our friends over at the live streams.
Well, don't forget to check out AO Mecha Live streaming Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, 9 p.m. over at facebook.com and youtube.com, AO_Mecha.
There we go. AO Mecha, guys, thank you. And Kaz, thank you so much for tuning in, joining us tonight. I'm very excited, as you can tell. Like, lots of stuff here. Thank you for showing us a little bit about yourself, about your work, and giving us a feedback on, with your projects. That's really forward to that. Okay, we will talk to you in a bit. Have a good night. We will catch you in the next time. Guys, say bye to Kaz.
Sig Zion.
Sig Zion. Awesome. And that was Kaz, guys. Wow, what an amazing person. Like guns, guitars, Japan, 3D printing. Is there anything she can't do? This is awesome. Like, this is just amazing. Go check her out on her Twitter account. Again, the description's below. For me, next show for me would be on Monday. We're gonna be doing a new backlog builder episode, and I don't know what I'm gonna build yet. It's gonna be one of those guys back here. Unboxing video will be uploaded probably tomorrow or Monday. Don't forget to that. Feel free to check out all my social media platforms, but right now I'm trying to grow my YouTube, so feel free to check that out. youtube.com/AOMecha. Let's break this this 1K mark that I've been trying to reach. Hey. Well, we're on our way. Thank you guys for everybody on Facebook and YouTube Live. Let's take a look at what's going on at YouTube first, and lots of stuff here. R13, great fun to watch. Thank you for showing. From Ryan Kelly, oh my god, wow, lol, it before it actually shoots. Erwin, bye, and thank you guys, take care. Johnny Cox saying good night. Guys, don't forget, check out our streams Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, 9 p.m. This show is sponsored by USA Gundam Store. Please check them out, www.usagundamstore, and save when you discount code AOMecha10. Alright, until next time, guys, hope you guys are having a great evening, Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. We'll catch you in the next time. See ya.